Hi, my name's Pam Martin. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Thank you, Trista, for inviting me to join you. I'm an artist and a marine naturalist who focuses primarily on whales, and I want to share one of my favorite animals with you today, the humpback whale. I brought a live model into the classroom that has an action opening mouth. Super excited. So join me over in the classroom and let's get started. Hi, I just wanted to share with you a few interesting facts about the humpback whale. I always love to know a little bit more information about what I'm drawing. So the humpback whale has one of the longest migrations of any animal on the planet. They often swim thousands of miles between their feeding and their calving grounds each year. During that time, they eat very little, so very little food for up to 7 months. They're living off that fatty tissue or the blubber. These are big animals. They can weigh up to 40 tons and be up to 60 feet long. I just included this picture for you because I thought this was kind of a fun comparison of a whale with some cars. Okay, and I want to take a look at some of the body parts of the animal. So you have the blowhole up atop the head where the animal breathes. You have the dorsal fin on the backside. You have the splash guard, which is around the blowhole just to help keep water out when those animals open their blowholes to breathe. Underneath that is the rostrum, which is the top of the head. Underneath that is tubercles. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. We'll also talk a little bit more about baleen, which is in the mouth. You can see underneath the ventricle pleats, which they use for feeding, and we'll talk about that as well. And the pectoral fins. You can see ears, eyes, and the flukes, which are the powerful tail. So let's take a closer look at the humpback rostrum, which is the top of the head, and the chin. You can see these really knobby bumps on the animal's head. When I'm teaching people about these animals, I always like to ask what they think these are. And we have many people that have said eyes. These are actually not eyes. These are called the tubercles, and they have one or sometimes two hairs growing out of them. So yes, whales actually have hair. We don't know for sure what they're doing, but we're assuming that the hair is used like a sensory tool, like whiskers on a cat. So how are these animals getting so big when they don't even have teeth? Instead of teeth, they have something called baleen. And you can see in this picture here that there's hundreds of baleen plates that hang down from their upper jaw. So what they'll do is they will pull in a bunch of water, suck in a bunch of water through their mouth into their body, and those ventricle pleats expand, almost making the animal like a water balloon, I guess. And then they push the water back out, almost like blowing the water back out, and it goes through these pleats, which act like teeth in a comb. So the food gets stuck up in there, the water gets expelled, and then they have the food in their mouth. They can do up to 3,000 pounds of food a day, so they're eating quite a bit. And so here's a fun video for you of humpback whales feeding. Humpback whales are one of the favorite whales for most people to watch because they often breach out of the water or slap their fins or their tails on the water. So breaching is when they throw their entire, or at least the majority of their body out of the water. And I also have another fun video to share with you. Tell me if you'd like to be a kayaker after you finish watching this. One of the really cool things about the fact that these animals breach out of the water is that we get to see the undersides of their tails. So their tail pigmentation or coloration is what tells us who the animal is. It can be used like a catalog ID, like a fingerprint to identify the animals. So I've included a picture here from the Alaskan Humpback catalog showing you what these flukes can look like. So when we create our whale today, we're going to have a unique pattern that we put on the underside of the flukes. So I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit also about the whale's song. The male humpback whales make songs out of different sounds, from moans and cries to groans and snores that can last anywhere from 5 to 35 minutes. They are some of the most complex songs in the whole animal kingdom, and they are different depending on where the whales live. They actually change from year to year, and you can track the migration of the song itself by the changes. While we're going to be working on our drawing, I'm actually going to play some audio of humpback whales so you can listen to their songs. Have them sing to you while we draw. Okay, thanks.